What's up, guys? Welcome to what is basically my first foray into YouTube, and it's a video that I simply had to make. It's if we start at the beginning, right? Basically, one of the most expensive PS2 games is Rule of Rose. Now, it's currently sitting on CEX website at around 350 to 550 pounds, depending on if you have the PAL version or the what's known as the UK packaging version. And I've kind of slightly adjusted that price because so many people have been trading it in that it has come down quite a bit recently. But basically, Retro Ghetto, shout out to him, about 2 weeks ago, recorded his vlog, and he said in it that he was in a CEX, and there was a guy there trading in a copy of Rule of Rose, the second most expensive PS2 game underneath Kuon, which is about 620 pound in mint condition. And he was like, they have to open it. And he watched them open this game, which is supposedly super rare. So they opened the game and it all checks out and it was all legit and they traded it in. Then about a week ago, I wake up and I open Facebook. I open the group, the GGG group. And it's like one of the most oldest Facebook groups for video games. And there's a thread about Rule of Rose on the PS2. And basically people buying and selling the game. And there's loads of people who bought two copies, one for themselves, one to trade into CEX. And I found the source of where it was coming from. And it was coming from an eBay store called Games Park 92. And they're based in Italy, but they have over 2,000 positive feedback, which is quite good. And they had two copies up for sale. They have one which was £240 plus £20 shipping, and they had one that was £350. And in brackets, it was like you don't pay VAT, or you won't get charged like customs. And in the thread, everyone was saying to buy the cheaper one, and it's fine, and that's what they did. And then the FOMO kicked in, right? There was three in stock. And by the time I looked around and read the thread, and in the Facebook thread, it was quite reassuring because people were like, oh, here's my copy. Here's me opening my copy. Here's me trading my second copy into CEX, them opening it and them taking it. And if you go on the CEX website, there's now like 30 of this like supposedly rarest PS2 game ever in stock on the website, which is kind of crazy. So that filled me with a lot of confidence. And then the FOMO kicked in even more because by the time I did all this and looked back, there was one in stock. So I took the plunge, I bought the one in stock, and then the dread came because it all went through fine, purchase went through fine. There's no problems with the company. Supposedly there's no problems with them. I read that the reason I saw that they had sold 261 copies of this game. Now, for the rarest game, again, how can you sell 261 copies, right? There's not many of them made. But I read that they found there was a place in the Netherlands, like a warehouse supposedly, where they were all coming from. They legally purchased cases upon cases of it. Now, I've done lots of deals in my time. I've worked with lots of current and former video game owners, like store owners, and I've been to their warehouses. And I remember one time I went to this guy's warehouse and I tripped over a box that had 20, it was a jam-packed sealed box, and it had 20 copies of Silent Hill 4, and they were all sealed inside. And yeah, I counted them all. So I know the cases for the PS2 era roughly come to 20 games per case. So they must have found a lot of cases in the Netherlands. And I saw that and I was like, okay, again, as I said, that filled me with confidence. And then about a few days, so the game is here and we're going to open it today. But a few days ago, I read about how they were all fakes, about all the ones on CEX were fake, about how, they were basically repros and copies, but they're so good that like eBay isn't doing anything about it. CEX isn't doing anything about it. Now, for me, I'm a big survival horror fan. I really wanted to play the game. The game is meant to be really, really good. So I've got it. We're going to open it together. We're going to assess the condition. And I bought it so you don't have to. Let's go. Okay, so we're here with the package in question. Now, since it came, I have been doing a bit more research on it. And what was quite interesting was the company behind it recently, as I mentioned before, they acquired a bunch of stock, and the guys who actually made the game 505 said that, yeah, they just said it's legit. You know, they had a bunch of in their warehouse, and they sold it to people who have stores, and the people that bought it, Games Park, they have a physical shop. They actually have their own stock, which is easy to find. Another cool thing is I didn't actually pay anything on the customs for it, so the total amount paid was £260, which I'm quite happy with, because that's way under half of what it was a few years back. So yeah, there's the, yeah, that looks pretty good. See, this is really good. See, this here, this is the, oh, I can't remember what it's called. It's like the EBSA or IS. It's basically Italy's seal of guarantee of authenticity. So all physical media from Italy had to pass like an authentication process before it would even get this. So this fills me with lots of joy. Now, there is a pull tab, but the pull tab doesn't have the PlayStation seal. But most games that come out towards the end of the PS2's life cycle didn't have that anyway, especially from like third-party developers as well, like 505. So it looks really good. Like, now, look, if this is a scam, if this is fake, we've all got done, and there's about 50 more copies in CEX that we're all going to get done in. I just want to play the game. The pull tabs here. You hear that? Oh, here we go. I'm just going to do it because I just want to play the game. If it goes down because more are on the market, so be it. I'm a collector, and I'm someone who just genuinely wants to play. And I'm going to test it on my PS2. Alright, straight away afterwards. Looks good. Looks really, really good. Instruction manual. Is it in here? Is it in Spanish? No, it's in English on the back. That's really good as well. Disc. Yeah, the disc has the PS2 imprint, which a lot of them have. And then the manual. The other good thing is many people have been talking about how it's just been perfect for them. Do you know what I mean? Like the game's worked, everything's checked out. I'm going to scan it to see what barcode comes up on the CEX website. That would be quite cool. And yeah, let's give it a little test. Oh, little damage there. I might have done that. Yeah, looks good, man. Looks good. Let's give it a test. Right, let's have a go. Let's see if it works. Guys, listen, the more I look into it, the more like I'm filled with a lot more confidence. There's a second seller in Italy selling basically the same game. They've only sold 36 copies, but the really cool thing is that people have messaged them, and 505 have said like, yeah, it was directly from one of our old warehouses basically. So it kind of, you know, it fills me with a lot of joy, you know. Let's put this in. Let's no smoke and mirrors. Let's just put it in. Let's see if it works. Please God work. Please let it work. Is it gonna come on? This will be the time when my PlayStation breaks. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good, is it? Oh, there we go. I was going to say, most games just start up straight away. But yeah, so here's a cool thing as well. The game store, Games Park, they're like half hour away from the original 505 factory production company that made the game. One of the reasons why the game is so expensive is because it came out like 3 months before the PS3 came out. It was in the end life cycle of the PS2. Like the Xbox 360 was already out for like an entire year when this game came out, and no one really cared about, you know, old dead PS2 games, especially like third-person survival horror. That way you're kind of, here we go. That kind of died when Resident Evil 4 showed people how to play survival horror games, you know what I mean? Yep. And this is set in like 1939 in England, and that just wasn't people's jam at the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, people didn't really care about that. I'm going to say this is a win. I think these are all legit. I think this is the next game I'm going to get into as well. It's meant to be really good. Another reason why it's so rare is because, yeah, it sounds good. It just never came to England. It never came to the UK because of like a video games ban during the time, during 2006. Yeah, boys. Let's go. A new game. I would have put it on hard because, you know, veteran. Let's have a go. Seems to be fine. Seems to be loading pretty fine.
Once upon a time, there was a precious little girl.
That sounds ominous.
Her friend, the princess of the Red Rose.
Should we skip? Let's just skip. I'm gonna come back to it. I just wanna walk. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, those PS2 graphics reminds me of Resident Evil Outbreak. Zoom in a little bit. This isn't a PS2 TV, even though it looks like one. Oh, read it, mate. It's just like Resident Evil. Once upon a time, yeah. Basically, the story about what that guy just said. Yeah, let's exit that. Let's see if I can move. Let's see if it breaks. So the girl's all alone. Can I move? Can I skip? Oh, yep. Oh. Exit. March. Whoa. The controls, like, you'd think you press up to go that way, but up makes me go that way, left makes me go this way. It's just a bit like, it's tank, but it's like still backwards tank controls. I don't know. Yeah, it works. It's legit. Probably should get a HDMI cable. This is just a normal SCART. That's why I really like this TV. Whoop. Right, it's in. Yeah, it's in the collection. I'd go get one now. Yeah, I'd go for it. Strange Hill, but not strange purchase. I don't know. I'm just really happy with it. I'm just super happy. Like, go get your copies now. I can't see them coming down that much in the future. Yeah, buzzing, man. Really happy.